Family, 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 family. Exciting times, okay? I'm very, very excited and ecstatic to have found this indicator, okay? Now, as you all may have paid attention to and heard my messages from last night, okay? Yes, I have back tested this many times. Okay, I've actually back tested it now 115 times, family. Okay, 115 times. Okay, we went 103 wins to 12 losses. Okay, it's amazing. And 9 of those losses came from consolidation areas. Okay, I just wanted to test the indicator. Basically, what consolidation areas are the areas of the market that it's the sideways movement. Okay, movement where it's really not in a trending market, right? We don't have the momentum, those types of things. And the other 3 came from news that was posted during those specific times, right? That went against the market setup, how it was trending. Okay, so it really changed the direction. So out of those, honestly, I would say that this indicator, if I had not taken those consolidation ones, it would have gone 112 in 3. Okay, that's amazing. Now, there's no indicator that can be right 100% of the time, and if y'all find one, I would love to fucking see it. Okay, I would love to see it. I would pay for it. So let's get into this because this is very, very exciting. I think it's very easy to understand too, and I even wanted to make sure that I was able to break it down for you guys. Okay, you guys and girls, and I think that I have found something that is great. So let's get into it. So the indicator that we are going to be using is called the ADX. Okay, this is called the Average Directional Movement Index. Okay, family, it is not a trend indicator. Okay, it's not going to be like the RSI. It's not going to tell us which direction the market is moving in. Okay, it's only a trend strength indicator. Okay, it tells you how strongly the price is moving in any given direction, but not what the direction is. Okay, that's why this will go very well with our RSI, right? Because the RSI will show you what direction the market is actually moving in, partner with the ADX, and we can see the strength of that trend, right? So the ADX reading, it can be anywhere from 0 to 100. Anything below 20 suggests a very weak-ass trend, okay? While anything over 25 suggests the trend is gaining strength, and 50 to 100 indicates that that trend is strong as fuck, okay? Now, there are things that we can add to this, right? We can add a trend direction indicator to this, and it can show us the direction as well. But the ADX line does not show the direction. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's just go on in. No, let's keep explaining this actually. You can add a trend direction indicator with this, okay? Because the way that I'm going to show you, it's with that, okay? It's not just going to be the ADX by itself. It is with these trend direction indicators, okay? So you can add a positive directional movement line, the plus DI, which indicates the amount of buying pressure, okay? You can also add a negative directional movement line, a negative DI, which will indicate the amount of selling pressure, okay? A DI line, the plus DI line below the negative DI line means that there's more upward movement than downward. And I should say above, I apologize. The positive AI or the DI line above the negative DI line means that there's more upward movement than downward movement, right? And the plus DI line below the negative means that there's more downward movement than upward. Okay, some traders actually go ahead and use this as signals, right? So when the plus DI crosses above the negative, they'll use that to go long, and they might even use the plus DI crossing below the negative DI line as a short signal, okay? And I'm going to show you guys and girls some examples of this. But first, here's the actual mathematical equation for this indicator, okay? Math was used here. ADX equals the sum of DI minus negative DI divided by plus DI plus negative DI over N, okay? Times N over N. Whereas N is the number of periods used in the calculation. For the specific calculation, we will be using 14, okay? So the next step is to actually go ahead and add this indicator to our charts, right? And they have the ADX as well on MetaTrader 4, okay? But we're going to go ahead and insert it on TradingView. So you go to Insert, Indicator. We're going to be looking up ADX and DI, and it's by Masa Nakamura, right? Masa Nakamura. Thank you, Masa. So indicator, ADX, and DI. And I have mine starred, but there's Masa, right? They have 28,000 likes. And then this is what you get. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do this first. And we're going to go ahead and set up our ADX. Okay, so we're going to go to settings. First and foremost, right, I like to leave you guys see the reds and the purples. So anything that's green, like profit-wise, I like to change mine for branding images. So I'm going to change my plus DI to that. And then we're just going to change the thickness to the second notch on all of these, okay? Just because I have bad eyesight and I don't like to squint people, so. Okay. Then we have our level of 20 here, right? Length, there's our 14. The threshold is 20. Okay, it explains everything right there. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to come up here and we're going to find a horizontal line. We're going to plop it. Settings of that line. Make sure that it is dashed, right? And make sure that you create a dashed line. And then coordinates, you want it to be 25. Okay, so you should have your thing looking like this. Okay? And that's how you're going to go ahead and set it up. Okay? So, the black line under, right? Because this black line is our ADX, this is our negative DI, and this is our positive DI. Okay? If this black line is under the 20, it's a non-trending market, okay? It means that it's not moving a lot. It means it's not crazy trending. There's not a lot of momentum to it, right? Switch to the 1 hour. We'll see a little bit more, okay? So this being under here indicates that it's not a big movement. Okay, as you can see, yeah, there was downward movement, but compared to the big picture of it, right? If it's under the 20, it means that it's not as strong of a trend. That's all that this line is going to tell you. It's not saying, hey, don't take a trade if you don't see a trade here, right? Because technically, the red crossed over the purple here, right, which would have been a sell signal, right? Oh, I'm sorry, right here. Okay, that's where it crossed. But you see how the ADX line is under the 25? You see how it waits to come here, right? So they're saying that the safer ones, could have been here. I mean, you'd still be in profit. You would have went a little wonkers, but the cross, boom. And you would have held until it recrossed, right? So you would have sold here, taken profits here, put in a buy here, put in a buy here, and then when it crossed back, I mean, you of course hopefully would have taken profits up there, but that's what these are indicating of, okay? Let's look at a few more things really fast. The black line, again, right? Black line under 20, it means that the market isn't in a major trend, right? There's a lot of more sideways stuff here under 20, right? But you see when it's over the 20 and the 25, right? Okay, so this one doesn't have our 25 on here either. Sometimes you'll have to do this to all of them, but it should save the settings. But since you can only have one level, you may have to add the 25 again and again, right? And that just goes back to this breakdown here, okay? It shows you the strength. It'll give you the crosses regardless of if it's below, above the 20 line, but that is just going to indicate the strength of the trend, okay? This black line just indicates the strength of the trend. Just because it's below, I mean, I would recommend it being above the 20, like to take a trade, right? Because, okay, you see the black line is above the 20 here. And then we see the purple cross above the red. Okay, so that, again, this would be a buy signal right here. Okay, let's go here. So y'all see this, right? Black line is, you can see that it's above the 20, and then the purple cross is above the red. So that would put you right here. It would have had you bought in here, right? And then you see how these separate. Sometimes they're further apart, right? There's a buy signal. It's a lot shorter. It didn't spread out. The more spread out these are, right, the bigger the move is, right? See how there's a sell. The red crosses over the purple right here. ADX is over the 20. So that would have been a sell signal from here based off of the ADX. And then the red line continues to go up. It even goes above the 25, right? Spikes back up. And then it doesn't cross back over the purple until here, right? So you would have actually closed probably, if you didn't close here, the ADX would have told you to close, probably right before this. So you would have closed around here. So you still, I mean, you're going to catch these moves, right? And the more you learn in the market structure, right, it's going to become easier, okay? I mean, technically, you could have held this position all the way until here, right? Because it still hasn't, this red line hasn't gone back down below, right? And it never really crossed. They touched. I mean, you could consider that a cross, like I said. Or if you would have exited, you could have waited, resold off based off of the ADX again. You see what I'm saying? Like these crosses. Okay, so let's just go to another pair. Right, and you see how it's pointing up. We'll probably see more of this, right? The lines are all pointing up, so it's a strong trend. We could maybe even see more downward movement on this. Okay, and what I like about this indicator is I feel as though it can be used on anything. Like I tested it on the currency pairs, I tested it on indices, and I tested it with cryptocurrencies, and it really shows you the strength of the trend, okay? And it's pretty damn accurate with the crosses, right? And like I said, the further it is, you can see the strength of it, right? Because it crossed here, the purple crossed the red right here. So that would have been our buy, our long signal right here, okay? Line that up, it would have had you buy in here, right on this candle right here. Okay, and you can see it's above the 20. Let's see, as you can see, we'll have to go ahead, enter our 25. And I mean, technically, if you don't want the 25, you don't have to have the 25 there. Okay, but I like it there because when all of these lines, you see how the black, the red, and the purple are all within here, right? That shows me that it's consolidating, it's moving sideways. Okay, that's why I like these. But it would have had you buy right here because we had the purple cross over the red, and you can see, right, the indicator started building up strength. It starts building up strength, I mean, you see this still going up, and you see these start to spread out, right? And what I like about this, because what would have happened, people would buy up, people would buy up, people would buy up, right? And they might see this, this black candle right here, and they might think that, oh, it's going to stop, it's going to start pulling back. But we can see that it really never broke this trend. I mean, it did a little bit here, it went a little bit below the 20, but it went right back and kept going, right? So we probably would have held. And then again, this pullback started to happen. People probably would have exited, right? It did not close. It didn't go below our 20, so we would have held this trade and gone back up. You see what I'm saying? Right? And then you start to get some more, right? And then you have a cross again. It looks like here, red over black, and then you would go down. You see what I'm saying? Like, these crosses are very, very, they're pretty fucking accurate. Okay. And then the black line, of course, just shows the strength, right? Just the strength of the trend, right? But the crosses would be your buy and sell signals. And I personally, guys and girls, I think that this could be a standalone system. I'm going to milk it for us over the next few weeks and months. I know a lot of people that do use it, but there's still a lot of people who don't. Okay, so let's try to get the most out of this that we possibly can as a group, without relying on it as a crutch. Okay, that does not mean stop learning your patterns. That does not mean stop learning how to actually read the market patterns and place trend lines and supply and demand and support and resistance. This can be another form of confirmation for us, right? It can help us look for entries and stuff like that. But looking at the big picture, okay, first, right, like we still do in trading with our same strategy, right? Our big pips only, shooting for big pip strategies, right? Using the 4 hour and the 1 day time frames, we're going to be able to find these a lot easier. Okay, so if we were on the 4 hour, we would have seen this cross, here. Well, that actually crossed here. So I mean, you could have even gotten in a little bit earlier here, right? But going down to the 1 hour, right? That's what I did a lot of my testing on with the ADX, was on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame, but it works on every time frame. Okay. It's great. It's great, guys and gals. So that's just a basic rundown of it. Okay. Like I said, you'll be looking for these crosses, right? So I just want to run through a few more in case there's people who really don't understand it. So let's just do like 2 or 3 more, okay? So this is going to indicate the strength of this right here, okay? So let's look at the big ones, right? Because if you guys are going to be smart, right, if this is under, right, you're in that sideways, you're in consolidation, you see how close they are all together, we're going to want to catch the big trends, right? Because those are going to be the ones that have a lot cleaner setups. And those are going to also be the ones that make us the most money with the littlest amount of risk, okay? So let's just look at a few, okay? Zoom in just a little bit, right? So here, we have a cross right here of the purple and red. Okay, so that would be a buy signal right here. I told you to buy right here, right? This was under there, but what was probably happening, it was curling, and when the ADX is pointing up, it shows the trend is still continuing to climb, right? Like, see, this one went all the way up to 70 or 50, 58. This trend strength is at 47. So it's already up there. You can kind of see the plus DI maybe pointing back down. Maybe they're going to come back together anyway. Maybe it's going to consolidate up here for a little bit and then drop, those types of things. But it would have had you buy up here or right here, okay? So you would have caught off of this signal. And this is just using the ADX, right? Okay. That right there. Let's find another one. Okay, so here is a cross. See, the cross was here. A cross of the red and purple. Oh, damn, actually. See, the original cross was here. See right here. So that's right there. It would have had you sell. Oh, in this second little candle right there. This one right here. Okay, and that's what it would have had you do. And as you can see, right, goes above the 25, which is not on here. So let's just go ahead and place one. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, you might have to place this a few times. You might have to place it on all the charts, but it's there to help you, right? Like, it really is. And this thing, I promise y'all, this thing is about to make us a lot of money. Okay, so it had you sell from here. Okay, and again, this is on the 1 hour time frame, but it would have had you sell from here. And then you see it continue to gain strength, still never even crosses below the 20 again, crosses below it there, right? So I probably would have closed that trade because I saw it close again, okay? So, I mean, okay, you would have got that, but you would have seen it, right, cross again, and then the red start to gain strength again, so you would have shorted it again here. I mean, if you didn't hold the position, right? So you'd have shorted it again from here. See it gain strength again. Okay, it's above the 20 and the 25. Hold. And then when it gets back down here and we see the cross, okay, we would have closed. Right? And then it crossed, so we would have closed this cell right here. And then placed buys, right? Because it crossed. But the ADX, you see how the ADX is below the 20. Honestly, I probably would have stayed out, seeing how close that these guys and girls were. I probably would have stayed out because the trend just really isn't there yet, right? You could see the obvious cross, but I would have waited until this ADX passed the 20 to show that this trend was actually going to gain strength. Okay, because it could have just stayed here and consolidating. But you see it's starting to spread out, and then it actually gains a little bit of strength. Okay, so once this would have crossed here, I probably would have bought on this one then. Okay, so when did it cross this candle right here? This little purple candle right here. Gain strength, right? But then it dips back down. See? That's why everything, like, if you wait for everything to kind of line up, it would have been better, because this would have been one of the ones that, I mean, in the long run, but, not everyone is willing to hold trades for 2 days, 3 days like I am. Okay, so be smart with this. That's what I'm saying. Use this as an indicator. You can see that's why we didn't enter, because when this cross did occur, right, you see how all the lines were so fucking close, right? That's why when the lines are all in between these, we can see consolidation, right? And then we could have seen, if we would have waited, we could have seen the cross here. ADX is above the 20, so we're in a strong trend, at least somewhat strong trend, right? So probably would have bought here. So that's right. It's actually on this candle. Wow. And see, like, that's how good this is, right? And this could be a standalone system. Like, this system alone, backtesting it yesterday blew my mind, and I was like, how have I never seen this before? So this candle right here, right? And then it didn't close till here, so you would have caught that, right? But technically, the purple never closed to 20. I mean, you could have closed and bought back in, but seeing that it didn't go below, even though, yes, it was crossing and there was a little bit of selling pressure here, that this never went back down below the 20. So you might have even held, right? And so instead of 30 and or 20 and 50, you could have just got the straight up 70, 80 pip movement, right? And this thing is amazing, and it could keep going, y'all. You see that I'm not saying get in right here, right? Wait, let it see what it's doing. But I want you guys and girls to be able to understand how these crosses work and how the ADX, this black line, is not going to indicate the direction, right? Because this is a sell, this is a short position. But it goes up, but you see how it's still going down? Sometimes it'll go the same way if it's a buy, right? But if it's a sell, it'll look like the black line will be going up while the market is going down. Okay, so it is not a directional tool. Our little colored lines will be the more of the directional tool, right? Across it can indicate a buy, right? So let's get it, family. Remember, right? Go ahead and add the ADX and DI to your charts. You can also add it on MetaTrader 4. Okay. These are the main levels that I would have you add the 20 and the 25, and keep them the same colors. Okay, so if you use the standard red, right, for the negative, and the green for the positive, and then the black for the ADX, use that on your MetaTrader 4 as well, right? So try to make your MetaTrader 4 charts as similar as you can to your trading view charts. Okay, so my ADX on my MetaTrader 4 are the exact same colors as I have them here in TradingView, right? So the only difference probably from mine and yours is my positive DI is purple instead of green. Brand, right? Similar to my candlesticks, okay? So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are excited to try this out. I was super, super excited last night. I've actually used it on Bitcoin this morning, and I cannot wait until these markets open. Remember, though, family, do not, please, do not immediately enter when the market opens, because these spreads will be bonkers. Okay, we have the secret sauce now. And we're going to use it for a while. We're going to see how it does. We're going to use it as another form of confirmation. I have a few more of the tools and documents, this one that we use today and a few more, to send to you guys and girls so you can keep them as notes. But be excited, family. I'm very, very excited. If you guys or girls have any questions about this strategy and this indicator, please feel free to DM me or message me in the group today. I will try to answer all questions that you guys and girls have before the market opens. Okay, there will be a weekly breakdown video coming as well. It may actually have to be pushed off until tomorrow, but that pairs will be coming out. Okay, I just have a few things that I need to take care of personally first, but let's get it, family. Very, very exciting times. This indicator is fucking bitching. I was very, very excited to have heard from my friend. He has been very, very successful with this indicator as well. So let us get it.